a new band of rebels arose who were determined to carry the fight to Jerusalem.
The SICARRI.
To the SICARRI, anyone who wasn't fighting the Romans was a collaborator and worthy of death.
Many were slain every day, and the fear many were in was worse than the calamity itself.
Alright, first and foremost, we give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ultimately calls Christ. Yahweh Shai is the brother chief priest, Al-Azhar Ben Lawyer, aka the Guerrilla Hebrew. And I peeped this video out the other day on the Alex Jones channel, InfoWars, and I just had to do a video on it. So Spirit got on me. It was time. I was gonna wait until class later tonight, but just can't wait. It's time. Through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So basically, so-called Haitian man, you have been duped yet again. And any of y'all that was foolish enough to fall for this from jump, you know, shame on you, really. But as the title of the video reads, will Donald Trump allow the rape of Haiti to continue? And the answer simply is yes. I mean, how can you for 1 second fathom anything outside of that occurring? I mean, it's the real question. How? I mean, that's all the white man has done since he brought us to Haiti, is rape us and rape our country. So, I mean, it is what it is. Without any further ado, we're going to get into this interview that's being conducted. This devil you see here on screen, I forget his name. It really doesn't matter. It's just another inferior life form, and the devil, according to the Bible. An Edomite, so-called white man. He's filling in for this madman Alex Jones on this, but he's interviewing this sister, so-called Haitian sister. All right. I just forgot her name. I want to say her name is Izel Danto or something like that. It's gonna show it again, but you know, she's basically breaking down the whole scam, what the Bushes did, what the Clintons did, what the Obamas did, what the Clintons continue to do under the you know, supervision of Obama, and now what Trump is doing here in the beginning of his regime to further what the Bushes and the Clintons have been doing for, you know, for decades. So we're gonna take a look at this.
I know that you are in shock, as I am, on the most recent developments. It appears to any objective person that Omarosa Magal, a White House aide of apprentice fame, who is closely tied to the Democratic political consultant Ron Daniels, who is the errand boy for the oligarchs raping Haiti, have convinced Donald Trump to send a delegation, an official White House delegation, to try to legitimize a government who has stolen its way into power. Tell us what the state of play is and who was
Surprise, surprise.
in this delegation.
Thank you for asking me. Yes, it's a hard blow for us because, you know, we had hoped that Donald Trump would be different because he said he would be different, and because we really had no choice.
As she's seen, we hope Donald Trump would be different because he said he would be different, and we really had no choice. Therein lies the problem. This undying love, and undying faith, and undying belief that we as blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians have in white people. You cannot tell me that slavery is over and thoughts like this are being cogitated within the minds of our people, and sentences like that are coming out of the mouths of our people. You can't convince me slavery is over. It's just macro slavery. Our people are literally looking with the puppy dog eyes at Master, hoping that for one moment he'll just have an ounce of humanity and treat us with some form of decency. Still to this day, slavery in Haiti ended officially in 1804. Really before that, with the revolt going on for so long, but officially 1804 January 1st, there was no more slavery in Haiti of Frenchmen on black people. That ended. So we're looking at 213 years of no slavery in Haiti. Yet Haitians are still thinking like this. Meaning what? We are still in slavery. That's all that means. We are still in slavery. It is evident by what the sister just said. Listen, I just want to play it again.
It's a hard blow for us because, you know, we had hoped that Donald Trump would be different because he said he would be different, and because we really had no choice.
You know, we had hoped that Massa was going to be different. He said he was going to be different. I mean, but it really ain't nothing we can do about it, whether he going to be different or not. So we're just hoping because of a false promise that these crackers have been making to us for as long as we know. Oh my God. It's so crazy. Our people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you need to wake yourself up and fast. The fact that anybody is sitting around having this conversation is mind-blowing. Haitians, man. Haitians, the tribe of Levi, according to the Bible. What is wrong with us that we, of all people, are not bearing witness to the lack of integrity and the devilish nature and the unreliability of the white man? How? Haitians, how? Now listen, some people get mad at me when I talk about tribes that I don't belong to. Okay? Haitians, y'all can't say nothing. I'm one of y'all. All right? How stupid can we be? We watched Donald Trump get on his goddamned, and people, that's not taking God's name in vain. Goddamn means that God condemns. I'm asking God to condemn what I'm going to talk about. His goddamned grandstand. I'm asking God to condemn the grandstand that Donald Trump stands on, so you can properly understand and qualify what I'm saying. He got on his grandstand and said all those vile things about our brothers, the Mexicans, who we assisted in gaining their independence. Do your history. A lot of us was leaving up from the island after we murdered the French. Not murder, after we righteously avenged ourselves against the French. We go to Louisiana. As we go into Louisiana, we're setting up posts. We're going down to Honduras. We're going to Ecuador. We're going to Mexico. And we are assisting our brothers in gaining independence from the hands of the devil, their enemy, the oppressor, the white man, the Edomite of the Bible. We watched him talk about the Mexican like a dog. Mexicans who, mind you, are welcoming us in droves into their country with open arms. And I could bear witness to this because I live in San Diego, minutes from the border. I watch how they're taking us in. I watch how easy it is for us to get across the border. Easier for us to get across the border than them because they got their eyes on them more so than us. But what you don't understand is this crackdown that Trump is doing on immigration affects us as much as it affects them. We have to understand the sick and satanic and demonic game that the white man, being Satan's arm on the earth, his chief arm on the earth, plays, and his divisiveness. He came in with a doctrine that he utilized in part to divide black from Hispanic, and in a lot of ways it worked contrary, but not in all ways. I saw some black people fall for this madness. All right, saw some black people fall for it. You know, and it's quite unfortunate they did. You know, I've said this many a time on record, and I'm gonna say it again, because I have a feeling some people are gonna be watching this video who are not familiar with our videos. Immigration is not a Latino issue. It is a black and Latino issue. How is it a black issue? We migrating from Haiti, we migrating from Jamaica, we migrating from the Bahamas, we migrating from Central and South America and various West Indian islands. So with that being said, immigration is a black issue, period. All right? So, and we have to take a look at the implications that Haiti has and has always had, in the Isle of Hispaniola as a whole has always had, on agendas and certain things in this world, specifically here in the Western world, and specifically how they have utilized the Isle of Hispaniola and used the inhabitants of the island Hispaniola, Haitians and Dominicans, who are the tribes of Levi and Simeon in the Bible of the 12 tribes of Israel, how they have used us in specific as guinea pigs for what they do to our brothers elsewhere in the Americas. Okay, that huge Haitian immigration into the Dominican Republic crisis that occurred was it last year? Last year, I believe. Well, no, it's 2017 now, so in 2015 this occurred. That huge thing that happened, and a lot of it was just to jolt the situation, to enforce biometric identification. And this is what Trump just got off stage the other day ranting and raving about, these biometric visa tracking and things like this. All these things are part of the precursors to the implementation of the mark of the beast, or the RFID chip implanted into your right hand and or your head. That's what all this is about. This is what all this surrounds around. So you're thinking, you're hearing them talk about the Mexican, and for your own remedial reasons, you don't identify with them because you think black and Hispanic is for some reason different, when all we've been doing for the last half a millennia is being raped, robbed, and murdered by the exact same group of Caucasoids that came out of Western Europe anyway. So with that being said, you're foolish enough to play into the divide and conquer game, and when you do so, you get the wool pulled over your eyes, and they hit you with the okie doke, and now you're realizing you're in the same boat as those Mexicans. Especially when they really crack down on immigration, when ICE really starts kicking in doors and really starts rounding up Haitians and Jamaicans and Bajans and Bahamians and Trinidadians, etc., along with the Mexican. And then Obama, on his way out, made sure to do that to the Cuban. Before that, he made sure to tighten the immigration laws back up on the so-called Haitian. So, and of course, it's going to be on the Dominican as well. So we're seeing this. Pretty soon, this might be illegal for a Puerto Rican to come over here. All right? Don't be surprised if it happens. I mean, I'm not saying I have any information on, for sure it does, but I won't be surprised if they do it. Okay? And I'm just speaking in the spirit, but we got to be mindful. Okay? And the fact that this sister, back to the statement that she just made, said what she said, and it's true that our people think like that, it's disgusting. And it proves we're in so much desperate need of a savior. But what we have to understand is we have to stop going into the Catholic Church, number one, so-called Haitian, that's got a cracker on the cross, and you believe that's your savior, because that'll never be your savior. And the fact that you go into that Catholic Church and you look at that white man on that cross, because of that, that's why you thought Trump was going to be your savior. Because you identify Caucasoids, Edomites, the devil, with salvation and everything godly and holy, and that's your problem. You are the people of the Bible. Okay? You are the holy people. God and Christ look like you, black people. Okay? And this all over the Bible. All right? And some of our people know this, because you have a cathedral down in Haiti that's got John the Baptist, Christ, and everybody as black, which is accurate and on point. And we're the only people in need of a savior. And we have to understand that through the spirit and power of Yahweh. And what the sister is saying, and the plight that we're going through, and how she's elaborating on it as we will continue on. We still have much of this video to watch and take in. It'll become increasingly more evident, all right, as if it needs to be past the minute we've listened to this clip already. But let's continue.
We had 30 years of Bush and Clinton and complete, absolutely destruction of Haiti, while they had this fake aid. They were taking out our resources. So the parting gift of the Clintons was a money laundering, handpicked successor of their puppet president that they put on us during the shock of the earthquake in 2011. November 8th, I've been trying to see who within the Donald Trump administration that we could talk to. Everybody was very busy. And they told us, he definitely didn't want to do the same thing that the Clintons were doing. But
he told us, well, I don't want to do the same thing that the Clintons are doing. You have a cruel master, a master that beats you and whips you, has no mercy on you. Then he sells you to another plantation. And that master says, look, I'm not going to be mean like that last guy. I'm not going to beat you guys like that. Just go out there, pick me an abundance of cotton, or in our case in Haiti, cut me an abundance of cane and get me a lot of coffee, and it'll be all good. But then he beats you, and he rapes you, and he mistreats you. Right? But you're the dummy who for 1 second was content with the fact that you got a master ruling over you any damn way. You see, that's our people's fundamental cognitive problem. Is that right there? You're just okay with this master up over you. That's the problem right there. And again, going back to us, Haitians, come on. How are we okay with this? We the ones that sent Napoleon packing. Then went and got with other brothers and empowered them and fought alongside of them so they can do the same to the direct oppressor that they were dealing with. And now here we are sitting here begging with our damn hands out. It's pitiful.
Yesterday, he sent a delegation that had in it Thomas Shannon, Peter Maureen, Kenneth Merton, and then the only Trump person was Omarosa Manigault, a former reality.
Zill, if I'm not wrong, all those people are Obama State Department alum, are they not?
You are not wrong.
So basically what they just said is that all the people that Obama had in Haiti that were facilitating the Clintons to come and rape us are now back in Haiti, but now they're just being headed by Omarosa. You may have remembered her from The Apprentice, who Trump has now in his cabinet. So they got a black woman amongst all these people who are facilitating the rape of our people in our country by the Clintons still. All right?
I can't tell your viewers how hurtful that was to have Obama back into Haiti, Clinton back into Haiti, in our faces after, we had people literally die on the streets.
Why is it hurtful? This is what I have to ask you. This is what I have to sincerely ask this sister. Why in God's name is it hurtful? After, when you read about the nature of the harshness of the enslavement that occurred in Haiti, you read about crucifixion. You see what I'm saying? You read about the fact that we, the western third of an island that's not really that big, outproduced the entire planet Earth in cane and coffee production. Brazil. We know how large Brazil is. You know what? Let's look it up. Brazil. Look it up here on a map. All right? And that Brazil's going through hell as well. We've got to do a video talking about what's going on with our brothers and sisters down in Brazil. Let's take a look at how large Brazil. This is Brazil. All of this here. This is Brazil. All right? Let's go to Haiti. This. Right, here's the line. This. We outproduced them and everybody else on the planet in cane and coffee. That means we were being worked to death by the French devil, the French bastard. You see that? We had the harshest physical bondage in that western third of an island. Again, that included crucifixion. Okay, which the United States Marines crucified a man 100 years ago in Haiti. Just last century this occurred, right? So with all of this factored in, how is it hurtful that Another white person is letting you down and has lied to you and is going to continue to rob your island of its resources. This is all this devil has done since you met him. So how is this now hurtful? I think it was more hurtful getting crucified. I think we need to still cry about that. Why don't we talk about that? Why don't we bring that up? And nothing's been done about that. That wrong has still not been righted. But don't worry, the Most High God is going to right that wrong through his son, Hamashiach Yahushua, who you call Christ, a black man, with his people, a black people. Okay? Let's not get that twisted. But I don't understand how you crying about Trump letting you down, just like Obama let you down, just like Bush let you down, just like Clinton, just like every white man ever has let you down. It's what they do. Again, you have a serious cognitive disturbance if you convince yourself for 1 second anything outside of that was going to occur. And this ain't just aimed at the sister. This is aimed at every so-called Haitian, every silly ass Haitian that campaigned for Trump. Every silly Haitian that went into the voting booths of America and sinned against their God and voted for Donald Trump. What are you looking at? The lesser of two evils, Trump over Hillary? Damn into hell with both of them damn devils. You have no business participating in the democratic process of this sinful, disgusting, vile cesspool of a country. None. According to the Bible, Deuteronomy 17:15, you shall only choose a leader of your people that is of your people, period. And Haitians, where do you get all voting anyway when you don't even partake in the elections on the island, but then you come to America and your dumb ass vote? What sense do that make? My grandfather ain't vote his whole life until 1992. He died in 93. And you know we voted for? Clinton. And, you know, Grandpa, look at the great service Clinton has done to our country. You so-called Haitians, the Levites of the Bible, you better wake the hell up, man.
To stop this election. We stopped it in 2015. Martelly was thrown out in disgrace.
That sweet Mickey, my sissy, okay, a homosexual, a cross-dresser that the white man propped up as our president for what, damn near 5 years.
That Martelly is a puppet president, that Cheryl Mills and Hillary Clinton under Obama, they rigged the election, put him in second when he was in third, to put him to go through the election and become president for 5 years. And he ruled as a dictator for 5 years without parliament. So what they did was Kenneth Merton was Obama's special Haiti coordinator. He was the ambassador during the time that they rigged the election in 2011 after the earthquake. And then he sent him back in 2015 so that he could put Martelly's hand-picked successor, a guy named Jovenel Moïse. And this guy has no political experience. No one knew anything about him. In 2013, there was a money laundering case against him. Martelly was president, and Martelly took that money laundering case and basically stopped it from going on. So he went into the election with this money laundering case. So this guy is not any saint. He is part of the corruption in Haiti. He campaigned with Guy Philippe, who was a warlord, DEA indicted drug smuggler. Everywhere around this man are DEA folks. For instance, there is a big billionaire. His name is Accra, and Accra has the Haitian oligarchy has these private ports in Haiti, and they get the drugs from Colombia, bring it up through Bahamas, and then to our country in America to hurt our people.
You see that? She just broke down something that's powerful, some powerful information that everybody needs to know. From Colombia, our brothers of the tribe of Asher are producing the cocaine. The white man is smuggling. This is all they're endorsing, they're sponsoring. The white man sponsors all of this cocaine traffic that's coming out of South America. It comes out of Colombia, it goes to Haiti, from Haiti through the private ports. This is what the Clintons are doing. This is why he was flying in that damn dope into Arkansas. All right? The Iran-Contras. This goes all the way back to Freeway Ricky Ross, the crack epidemic. All right? You see how we are all connected as Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and how they are using us and they're puppet mastering us into self-destruction. Okay, the Colombians got cocaine. Cool. Boom. We're going to push it through the Haitians and the Bahamians and the Dominicans and the Cubans, and we're going to get it to the Negro in America and the Latin immigrant and the West Indian immigrant in America, or we're going to push it up through Central America, Honduras, what am I thinking about? Not Honduras, Nicaragua. Push it up through Nicaragua, Panama, etc., up through Mexico. Then it's going to go up that I-5 freeway. You see what I'm saying? And a death style spread throughout this country. We got to understand the systematic evil of the orchestration of the white man, which is how we know he's the devil the Bible speaks of. Satan has to be at his right hand or his power. This is where you don't get this diabolical unless Satan is working with you on a direct level. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got to think about it. This dope was taken again from Colombia, cultivated there, brought either to Hispaniola, Haiti, Dominican Republic, or Cuba, sometimes Jamaica, sent up through the Bahamas to get on the East Coast, or up through Central America, Nicaragua, Honduras, Panama, Costa Rica, what am I thinking about? Costa Rica, Guatemala, El Salvador, all the way up and through Mexico and onto the West Coast. From the West Coast, you have Freeway Ricky Ross meeting in South Central LA, a black hub on the West Coast. Meet with him there. Boom. Nicaraguans, CIA agents, Iran, all this, and then all this money is then connected to the Middle East, Iran, Afghanistan, and everything that's going on there. Heroin, opium, boom. And the purpose of getting all this opium and this heroin and this cocaine and these designer drugs into America was to destroy blacks and Hispanics in America, was to cripple the black and Hispanic and Native Indian community in America. Freeway Ricky Ross got that crack, got that cocaine, went up that 5 freeway. Do I got to name the cities for you? Bakersfield, Fresno, Stockton, San Francisco, Oakland, all the way up Portland, Tacoma, Seattle. Swept with drugs and all the crime and violence and destruction that comes with it. Because as that cocaine came up the coast, Crips and Bloods came up the coast, guns came up the coast, and that death style was perpetuated throughout that coast. You got to understand, this is deep, which the sister is breaking down, and the systematicness or the systemic plan of the white man and how diabolical it is, and how it's all a domino effect, and how it is cohesively worked in tandem to destroy us. And you mean to tell me you were thinking Donald Trump was going to do anything different when this is what has worked for his entire nation of people for centuries? Systematic destruction of us. They can't stay on top if we aren't at the bottom, period. If we aren't at the bottom, they immediately go back to the bottom. So they will do anything to hold on to that top spot. Anything. There is no length to the mechanisms that they will resort to. No lengths. And again, if that isn't ever present and ever in your mind, I don't know what you must be on whatever the hell they smuggling into the country. You must be. We gotta, man, we gotta be real here, man. There's brothers, man. The deacon in my camp, second in command, Deacon Akah. The whole reason he was even born, me and him is both from the Pacific Northwest. I'm from Tacoma, Washington. He's from Seattle. The whole reason he's even from Seattle and the background of his family and what he had to grow up in is all a result. If it wasn't for crack, he wouldn't have even been born where he was at. Crack. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's what did it. And then he starts selling it himself at 10 years old. Now, the circumstances to me being all the way the hell up in the northwest corner of the country is a little different. But, hey, when I grew up, same thing. But if it hadn't started in Colombia with the endorsement and sponsorship of the United States government, none of it would have happened. But you, this sister right here, knowing all of this, and so many other of our people of all the tribes, knowing all of this, still for a second have a glimmer of hope in your mind that the white man will begin to be of a service to you. Only good cracker is a dead cracker.
I have been trying for 20 years now to stop the Clintons and the Bushes in Haiti. I really thought we had something different with Obama. With Donald Trump. But yesterday's delegation, with the same people Haitians have been fighting since 2010, Kenneth Merton, Maureen, and Shannon, came down with Omarosa. That really was a big...
Now watch this. All we have to do is read the Bible. This is what it comes down to. This is it. I want all you blacks and Hispanics to really, if y'all been listening, y'all been bearing with me this whole time. We have one thing. And we all got it in our house, but we let it collect dust. We never read it. We don't follow it. We make excuses about it. We go to church and it's there, but we spend all our time at church singing and dancing and not reading it. All we have is the Holy Bible. That's it. And our God, which is the God of that Bible, whose name is Yahweh, and his son who he sent for our redemption, whose name is Yahweh Shai, who you foolishly call Christ and think is a white man. All right? These are black people. That Bible is about black people and Hispanic people. Let's not get that twisted, who are just our brothers who mingled with people over the course of time, so their physical appearance tends to vary. Just like us of the Negroid persuasion, through mixing, our physical appearance varies as well. Anyway, this is the book of Sirach 12 and 10, and this is all we got. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Don't do it. You should have never trusted Donald Trump. You should have listened to YG when he told you. Okay? You should have never did it. Shame on you for doing it. All right? Wake the hell up. Let's keep going.
Hit for us, and folks are telling me all over all my networkers, we told you so, we told you so. Donald Trump is not going.
You see that? Those were smart people. Those are smart brothers and sisters. We told you so. He's the same damn devil. Okay? He's controlled, and he's really just a puppet for other devils who put another puppet that looked like you but still wasn't you, because his ancestors ain't go through no oppression like yours did. 500 years transatlantic slave trade, or what happened to the natives here. They didn't go through any of that in Kenya. So he wasn't even of you either. But you were foolish enough to believe it, and you saw what he did.
Going to be any different. That's where we are.
Now listen to this goddamn devil. Why is ain't no good cracker but a dead cracker, man? Watch this.
Honesty, I'm going to give Donald Trump the benefit of the doubt. I think that
She nodded her head like, yeah, cracker, I know.
that Omarosa has deserved him.
Of course. What is the devil going to do? He's going to give another white man the benefit of the doubt and place all the blame on the only black person in the equation, which is Omarosa. She's now the fall girl for Trump, knowing that she can't do anything without Trump signing off on it. This devil is still going to take all the blame off of that white man and put it on that black woman. Black woman, you better wake up. You better wake the hell up. Because this white man that you think is giving you all these gifts and you think cares about you and is embracing you so much is going to show his fangs and his horns oh so soon. If you don't get out while you can, you're going to be a sad case in that day. That's just a cautionary warning to all of my sisters of black, Hispanic, and Native Indian persuasion pursuant to their patrilineage. All right? Meaning who their father is. All right?
I don't think he understands the implications. He understands how the Clintons raped.
Oh, no, he understands. And he understands how lucrative of an endeavor it is to go into Haiti and begin to rape it. So he wants in on that pot. And please believe he's jumping in head first on that gold and that oil. The same way the French jumped in head first on that cane and that coffee. And became the richest and most powerful empire on the earth by that. Trump is taking a look at that history and taking a look at the devil ancestors that he has, and he's copying and following their blueprint. So what do we need to do as Haitians on that island? We need to copy and follow the blueprint of our ancestors. I shouldn't have to explain what that is.
I'm sure he understands how this new government, this faux government, this puppet regime that they want the U.S. rubber stamp on so the stealing and grafting can continue, relates to the previous government or to the operation the Clintons were running post-earthquake. He needs to be informed. I think that she is misinforming him. Now, we know that...
She's misinforming. You mean to tell me you're so informed, and this lady is so informed, but we're talking about the people who are running the damn world are not informed. Come on, man.
Omarosa traveled to Haiti with Ron Daniel.
What motivation would Omarosa have to do that on her own? Come on now. She's being told what to do. If you believe in this political arena, like you act like you do, if you believe in the democratic process, then you know she's there on orders from Trump himself. And she can't act under any other auspice.
The Democratic political consultant for a conference of those supporters of the old government. We know that she traveled to Haiti at Daniel's expense after the earthquake. So it is reasonable to understand that Daniels, who is a heavy-duty black Democratic political operative, who my friends tell me is quite capable and quite heavy-handed, is calling the shots here. I am talking to others to determine what the next step should be. The president needs to understand how he is being disserved and how this is inconsistent with his pledge to the Haitian people.
I'm supposed to believe for 1 minute that the pledge that he made to Haitian people was going to be anything short of inconsistent. Every pledge that's ever been made to Haitian people in the last 500 years has been a lie, a false promise, and inconsistent. Every one. Especially by a pale devil. Every one. But, I mean, that toupee. Anybody with a toupee like that gotta be telling the truth, right? Dude lying to you about what his hair looks like every time you see him. But he's a truth teller, right? Well, give me a break.
The Secretary of State also needs to be alerted. In fairness to him, he's been in the office for days. He's trying to get...
We're going to give all... See, this white man, these white people, they protect each other. They protect themselves. You know, this white man, he's been busy. Trumpy's so busy. You know, they sent that black bimbo down there. She has no idea what she's doing. You see that? Last hire, first fire. First to blame when something goes wrong. Your black ass.
A staff, he's got shooting wars to deal with before he can deal with the plight of the Haitian people. But
the plight of the Haitian people is not a priority. He just said it.
I think he's a good man, and I think we have truth.
That's why the Bible says, call no man good. Again, only good cracker is a dead cracker.
On our side. I would like to not underestimate the symbolic importance of this issue. I think that we have a historic opportunity. When I say we, I speak here as a Trump Republican.
Watch it. Watch what he says here. This is one of the most. It's a lot of pivotal moments in this discourse. This is one of the most, though, and I want y'all to pay very close attention to the words that come out of this cracker's mouth.
A historic opportunity to bring in, people of color to support our party more and more.
Which is what they did in order to gain support. Look at it. Sis, you know what time it is.
I think African American and black voters in this country understand that they've been used.
Oh, no, I don't think they understand. by what's coming out of her mouth, I don't think she fully understands. I don't think a lot of us fully understand that we've been used. The white man clearly understands. And we were used this time as well. But for Trump.
By the Democrats for their votes.
Also by the Republicans.
And they've delivered nothing in terms of opportunity. And
I mean, you know, it's crazy because what he's saying, he's dealing from a logical, nationalistic aspect. We should know this, but a lot of our people act oblivious to these facts that he's saying. And these are very apparent facts.
Prosperity. Instead, they're getting the dole. And the people I know don't want the dole. They want what all Americans want. They want, you know, a prosperous opportunity for their family, a nice home, a safe home, good schools, good job opportunities for when their kids get out of school. It's a historic time because Donald Trump could rebuild the inner cities, could bring prosperity.
Oh no, he is rebuilding the inner city. White people are rebuilding inner cities everywhere. It's called a process of gentrification, and through rebuilding inner cities, they're getting the Negroes out. You know, I was just in Miami a couple weeks ago for a big unity summit that we had, primarily in Fort Lauderdale, but we spent some time in Miami also. While in Miami, I had to take a trip to Little Haiti. Little Haiti is much larger than I ever would have imagined it. I don't even know if you should. I mean, you call it Little Haiti because it's little in, you know, in contrast to Haiti, but there's nothing little about Little Haiti as an ethnic enclave or neighborhood or whatever you want to call it. While there, you know, I'm with a brother, Argentinian brother. Shalom to that brother. Al-Izar, same name as mine. Shalom to that brother. I'm with this brother, and he's a Miami native. Okay, so, but he hadn't been to Little Haiti in some time. So he's taking me, and he's like, man, look what they're doing. Like, you know, they're slowly, block by block, you know, intruding upon that ethnic enclave and, you know, revitalizing it, quote unquote, gentrifying it, and whitening it to where it'll be, I believe it was called Lemon City or something like that before. They want to make it Lemon City again. Take away the Haitian stench, as they would put it. You see what I'm saying? Even though we livened it, we made it. We're that whole South Florida. I haven't seen so many of us before in my life. It was my first trip there. You know, but I'm seeing the gentrification. So they are rebuilding the inner cities by moving our black and Hispanic asses out of the inner cities. All right, but let's continue.
To the ghetto, and we could have a historic realignment.
Notice what he said. He says that Trump can bring prosperity to the ghetto. See that? Another white savior insinuation, and have a historical realignment. Here's my question. How in the hell can we have a historical realignment when blacks and whites in this country have at no point in time ever been aligned? Where's this historic realignment coming from? Re means again, as what the prefix means. This hasn't happened before. So you would have to say that a historic, never before seen black and white unification alignment, which of course is a snowball's chance in hell. It'll never happen. Racial tensions have been on an upward, is there even an expression of an upward spiral? I would say on an incline. That would probably be the proper wordage there. Have been on a drastic incline since Trump's election. Before he even was sworn into office, you saw a spike in hate crimes. Even here, all around, everywhere I go, I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the racial tensions rising. There will be no historic realignment because, of course, there was never initially an alignment. There will never be a historic alignment. What there is going to be is racial tensions rising and race wars are on the cusp. Trust and believe you me. And it's not because I said it. It's because the Most High God, Yahweh, said it in the Bible. All right?
But this action in Haiti is a block against that.
It's a block. Black man, Hispanic man, wake up. He's even admitting, though he tried to place the blame on the black woman, he's even admitting, and he'll go on, I'm going to continue playing it, he will go on to admit that any black person that is aligning himself ideologically with Trump after this action of what they're doing in Haiti is a goddamn fool and somebody who is doing a disservice unto their people.
Any reasonable person of color in this country who knows the facts about Haiti cannot support
See that? Period. But I'm going to get into some more scriptures. I think I've done plenty of talking, and we played 8 minutes of this clip. So let's just go into it through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Book of Lamentations 4:17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us. And that's what the sister very candidly outlined. How we are watching for a nation that cannot save us. You're looking to white America to save you, to come in like that sweet white blue-eyed Jesus you have ignorantly prayed to on that cross. That is merely a counterfeit visage of a dead pedophile named Caesar Borgia. And you looked and you hoped every time that they were going to do something for you, that they were going to save us, that they were going to help us, that they were going to lend a helping hand. And it never happens. We are watching for a nation that cannot save us. Only the Most High God can save us. And he said he's going to do that. He's going to save us through his son Yahweh Shai in these last days. Period. Right? So let's read more about this. Hebrews 4:16. Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in the time of need. This is what we need to do. We need to boldly come to the throne of grace in order to obtain mercy and help. It's what we need right now, is mercy and help. The only way to that is through the throne of grace. Okay, what that throne of grace is in reference to is the mercy seat. Okay, and it all symbolically plugs into who the world calls Christ Yahweh Shai did when he was on the earth and when he got on that cross. So we're going to read something about this mercy seat here in the book of Exodus 25 and 22. And there I will meet with thee, and I will commune with thee from above the mercy seat, from between the two cherubims, which are upon the ark of the testimony of all things which I give thee in commandment unto the children of Israel. So as we see, what's key to the whole process of the mercy seat is giving heed to the commandment that the Most High God is giving to us as the children of Israel. This is what has to be understood, right? So with that being said, we'll go here. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Hamashiach Yahushua, or Christ Jesus our Lord, right? So we're trying to get mercy and we're trying to get grace, which is a gift, but we have to understand that the commandment and the keeping and adhering to that commandment, or those commandments, plural, is key and instrumental in order to the appertaining or to the obtaining of this grace, of this mercy, of this help, right? Because the wages of sin are death. And what is sin? 1 John 3:4, whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. So we have to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments as blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, the Hebrew Israelites of the various 12 tribes. It's the only thing we haven't tried. We've been Christian, we've been Muslim, we've done voodoo, we've done Brujeria, Santeria, all this madness. We smoked peyote and teepees and gone into all the various tribal traditions of the Native American Indian. We've done it. None of it's worked, none of it's helped us, even a smidget. So what we have to try to do now is what we have never tried to do, is keeping the Torah. By Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. This is who the world called Christ taught. We're reading out the Old Testament, the New Testament. We're reading out the Torah, the Tanakh, the Gospels, the writings. And it's clear what we need to do. Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, so the Most High God will save us through his son Yahweh Shai, not Donald Trump. All right? With that, we give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Most High God Yahweh, by Hashem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai, and say shalom.